All right.
Wow, Steven, that's wonderful.
Welcome.
That's the best way to introduce.
Welcome to another episode of Stranger Wonderland with me, your host, Steven, playing
Who's currently
Sarah,
dying.
Who's currently dying, playing Sarah Sparrow, who's not dying yet.
Yeah, the keyword
joining
there's
us
yet.
tonight is our ever-present and ever-wonderful DM and creator of Jags Wonderland, Marco.
Hello.
Also joining me tonight is not at all recovering addict of open world fantasy games, Haley.
I'm not an addict!
You are.
Shut up, Zach!
And she'll be playing Jules, the ever present, very hater of all things girly and lover of all things punchy. And also joining me tonight is Zach, hater of fun things and lover of RNG.
Now. Now, we don't have to go that far. I like some fun things. Just not the ones that you like.
and he's playing our little skater boy. And also, Steve, you forgot to mention Jules both incredibly hates and incredibly fears the church at this point.
Yeah.
Because fuck the church!
Anyway, last we left off...
and we've alienated a portion of an audience.
Yeah, who wants who wants to recap what happened last time?
Oh boy!
It's at this point, I think this is Jules' story.
Oh, why say that?
I wonder why.
No. Well,
So I can recap.
yeah, because I'm kind of fuzzy about what happened last time.
All right. So after several individual stories where Jules was questioned by the Devotion Church, a group of sort of creepy Waco, Texas type guys who have a compound outside of town and had been following her around.
Jonestown. Sorry.
Yeah, and surveillance vehicles. She descended to Lower Wonderland, or I guess Upper Wonderland, and managed to activate her twist and fight her way out of the church. And then she and her mother got out of there. And the others had encounters with people from the Ox Engineering Company that appears to have been completely infected with Wonderland, and they're running around doing strange things and perhaps eating people or stalking people. It all seems
Perhaps eating people.
strange and threatening.
I'm sorry, is Oxford Engineering turning into Jeffrey Dahmer Industries?
Well, you don't know what it's turning into. Although, if you remember, you actually have a trip over there scheduled for Monday.
We're going to Jeffrey Dahmer Industries, led by the giant space whale Shamu.
So
that's what I'm calling it.
All hail the space whale.
So after casting around for things to do and checking in with various options, none of which produced, talking to the grown-ups didn't produce much by way of results.
I mean,
the decision was made to try to go back into Wonderland and see, repeat the experiment. If you guys could either get more powerful or find some lever to stop this Smiles guy.
Which Jules is not happy with.
Filter, or whatever's going on at the church, which seems to have a really terrifying. So one of the people in the church, one of the women leaders seems to be have a terrifying form in Wonderland.
That Jules is just like, nope, I ain't going back. Not that creepy lady's gonna be down there.
So the thought was maybe you could work from below, since working up on the surface of reality wasn't going so well.
Yeah, it doesn't actually help.
So you got your disc key and took it to the house where the Smiles guy was, looking to see if they had one of the zip drives, which is a new thing in 1995.
And we found our teacher.
And yes, and Mr. Harris was still there, and you he did have his computer there did have a zip drive, and so he he loaded it up, and once again, when you opened it, you descended. This time, however, you didn't go down into the green time bunker, the Etcher style, fairly sedate if very creepy, super bizarre construct that appeared to be floating in deep space. Instead, you went 5 days into the future, and this is red time, and everything is a wreck. Whatever's happened seems to have created a sort of nuclear winter layer of ash overhead. It's nighttime, but there's no stars. It's just ash. There's something truly enormous, as tall as a mountain, bipedal, tromping around, sending these greenish colored searchlights down through the layers of ash, and all the houses are wrecked, and the walls are fallen, and there seems to be some bleached bones and things. So this is this looks apocalyptic, and you saw a distant area with green searchlights searching the sky, and all sorts of stuff lit up over there. And as you guys were trying to figure out what to do, there's a 3-hour countdown on the computer screen. It shows the date, 5 days in the future, and it shows a countdown that looks like it will run for 3 hours. And you guys just decided, look, we lay low here. There's miles of rubble and destruction and everything. So, we just kind of lay low here and, wait for 3 hours, and maybe we'll go down to the more survivable lower Wonderland. However, as you guys, unless that big thing steps on us, which didn't seem like it was about to happen, but you guys heard an engine, and there is a flatbed truck with kind of cages in the back. There are people in the cages, but they look like sort of washed out, colored, grayed out versions of themselves, and they look listless or maybe dead. And they're stuffed in these cages in the back. Well, they don't even look, their skin tone is like someone did a desaturate filter on a human being.
Oh,
we literally have a girl that has her brain showing, a boy with a halo, and a girl that is growing ram horns, and her face is basically split in half. So, normal down here is kind of a basic.
What was that book called? There was like a monochrome world, and it's like, my memory sucks. Anyway.
Well, the movie Pleasantville was kind of like that, but if you saw that.
I think so. I think it's been a little bit.
So anyway, the truck stopped, and these two things that were driving got out. These look like human-sized slugs. They are bright yellow with a faint translucent greenish slime coming off them. They have eye stalks that stick out roughly where eyes would be on a human. They're wearing helmets, and they have these little flipper, sluggy type arms that seem to wrap and morph around items. So they carry them.
They're noodle arms.
And they're what arms?
Noodle arms.
Oh, okay.
They have no shape, they have no form, they end in nubs, they are noodle arms.
Sounds good. Okay.
I wonder if we try them out.
And
who has a salt cannon?
If you happen to have bags of salt, you could go for it.
Well, Jules is here, so that works.
Oh, perfect. We can shake you over them.
And they're carrying muskets, and one of them is, said that they should, spread out. They're looking for people, so they're searching the area. And the other one, because more searches were needed, sort of grimaced and shifted and split into two. So now there's three, and the all have the same equipment.
Okay.
So there's 3 of these things. So
and they're making their way to the house. Gotcha.
Yeah, they're moving. They're not so spread out that they're like, very distant, but they are, they are slowly coming in there. And what you see on the screen is a representation of the scale's not even close to right, but you can see where you guys are back in a cul-de-sac, and there's a bunch of other houses around, and there's houses behind it as well. Over here there's I mean, I just used a piece of the of neighborhood to kind of give you a feel for it.
Right.
But you can see, you guys are kind of hemmed in there, and
We're crowded in here. We're
it
like
no longer
lions.
it no longer looks quite that cool. Quite that.
Oh God.
Looks dangerous.
Yes.
Everything's on fire.
Well, it's not,
This
it's
is what
not all on fire, but everything looks.
Well, everything's about to be on fire here soon.
Yeah. So
Literally.
you guys are. You can think of a small town in World War II that got saturation bombed. So
Saturation bomb.
that's
Oh.
there's very few standing structures. There's walls. There's piles of rubble. There's flattened or burnt or both cars.
I think it was Warsaw. Think about Warsaw.
Oh God.
So sure. So that this is so you can hide, but it's not like this is a neighborhood full of houses and you could hide in a closet and they'd have to do a door by door search. You guys, your ability to hide is not and also despite the fact that it's incredibly dark because there's no stars, it's nighttime, and there's no electric power, these orange areas, these or yellowish areas, whatever you want to, they are actually glowing. They're not exactly burning. It looks like they may have burned, and they're in some cases high piles of rubble. But whatever happened, it's like someone's infused the rubble and rocks and walls with phosphorus, and
wonderful!
It casts this lurid yellowish light, and when you see it, angling towards orange or red, you think red time.
I get the feeling
Whatever
we need
that
to
meant.
go there in order to find power-ups.
So these guys are coming. They're
Are they the slimes?
These are the slimes. Yeah, I didn't have slimes, so I used spiders.
Okay, that works.
But and I'm not actually they're so if you actually want to know what it looks like better from the map, because the scale's not close to right. The truck is parked here.
So it's basically
You guys-
parked at the end of the drive, and they're making their way down the street.
Yeah, they're coming. They're coming kind of this way.
All right.
Hmm.
Okay, we need
And-
a plan
All
now.
right. Here's the
Yeah.
plan.
So just
Oh yeah, I also got a size for Sarah in her twisted form. Turns out 15 pounds is about the size of a 6-month-old baby.
You are tiny.
Very tiny.
I
Very
am.
tiny.
Can
Yes.
can I put you in my pocket?
No,
No,
babies are
it-
not that small. But I'm going
yeah.
to clamber up onto Jules' shoulder and be like, all right, here's
What
the
the
plan.
fuck?
No,
What the fuck, you little gremlin?
Hey, you calm down.
You're literally a little gremlin crawling up on my shoulders.
Yeah, you calm down.
Okay, calm down. Oh,
Mr. Harris, who is down, he's got his back to the wall, and he says, "I can get their attention."
We ain't risking you, Mr. Harrison, because
Don't
He
do
says,
that.
he says you won't be. There's something strange about the inflection of his voice.
Hmm.
And he says something's wrong, or maybe it's right.
Huh.
I'm not here.
Not here.
What exactly are you talking about?
Russell walks over and tries to puts his hand on his teacher.
You
See
feel
if
him,
it goes through.
and he says, "I'm not me. I'm not here."
Huh?
What?
So what? You're hallucinating? Did you drink that
Make it-
much?
Make it a cult roll.
Oh, that's me. Yeah.
Did we drink
Let's see.
something?
I
I'm
finally get
pretty sure we didn't.
Rules?
my
Jules, how
knowledge
much
about
did
the
you drink?
occult finally becomes
That's
useful.
affecting all of us.
Oh boy. That's 3 under my 12.
Okay. You so you know, your occult skill is to an extent totally out to sea here,
Yeah.
because of the strangeness of, you know, whatever's happening. But you do remember this concept of having shadow selves, and in Jung's philosophy, Carl Jung's philosophy, shadow selves are like all the parts of ourselves that we didn't like, that we wanted to be separated from.
Oh
But-
god, you're pulling the psychology card.
Oh God. We gotta
But your occult teachings have also taught that we have shadows and reflections, and you know these are, if you're doing invocations, convocations, you know, you can call for things outside of yourself or call for things within yourself that you want to bring out and talk to, or whatever. These are laws of magic.
Okay,
But-
I'm gonna get this out of my system now. Persona.
Persona.
But
Oh.
anyway,
That's-
I haven't
that's
played
accurate.
Persona. But
Oh,
it-
go play Persona. It's super good.
I Eric has played it. I hear it's good.
It's very good.
I just haven't played it. But you know, and reflections are things, parts of ourselves that we see in others, or we see others cast as versions of ourselves. But you know, your occult depth of occult knowledge tells you that, you know, in some extent, in the as above so below mythology, which you're kind of getting a sense might be more literal than even the you know, even the shamans meant it.
Yeah.
These reflections and shadows are actually kind of versions of us. And you also know that in Green Time, which is also 8 days from now or 5 days from now, Mr. Harris is apparently stored in the vault bunker. What you're dealing with here can't be him. It's a reflection or shadow of him. And you don't think he'd normally know that. And the act of descent, and time change, you know, he really is around back in time, when you guys were, you know, up on the surface of reality. So it was obviously very traumatic and confusing and distracting. But the reflection of him, or the shadow of him that's now pressed against the wall, this seems to be recovering his wits about him, and it's eerie. There's a razor sharpness to him that you don't even remember from class.
Hmm.
You know, I mean, intensity, I guess, would be a better way of saying it. So the slugs are coming.
Hmm.
All right. I may have a plan.
And what exactly is that? That doesn't involve us getting killed.
Well. Wait, are these slugs or slimes?
Well, I'm describing them as, imagine a slug, like a slug.
Yeah.
So first off, you recognize them as people you know in school. You're not sure how. There's no facial features. I mean, there's a little mouth, which is really, you know, kind of a slit that moves like a cartoon mouth. You know, but you can't tell features or anything. But you get a sense that you or knew these people or something, people from the prayer circle, from the devotion. They are physical. They look fairly weak. They look fairly soft-bodied. They have those muskets with bayonets that look kind of abnormally long, and they don't exactly look like an 1800 musket either. They look weird. You know, they're odd-looking guns.
So maybe if Mr. Harris distracts them, we can get the drop on them. I think because of their sort of like gooey nature, I think I can freeze them, and then Jules could just shatter them.
Do you think
I mean, that'd be cool.
Do you think they're flammable? Points to his halo.
I mean, they're slime, so who knows? It depends on what. I mean, like she starts going off about like flammable gelatinous substances, but then like starts catching her. She's like, "But what? Doesn't matter. We gotta try something."
Right. Okay. So
I mean, there's 3 of them, so maybe I don't know. Maybe split it down the middle somehow. One, we freeze one, we burn one, and see which one is more hurt.
Freeze them and burn them, and freeze them and burn them, freeze them and burn them.
all right.
I mean, considering you're so tiny, you're probably only going to be able to hit one of them, huh?
Okay, so somebody needs to make a call on Mr. Harris. You guys are right now. The house roughly here. They're roughly on the street. You know, coming down as a thing, looking around.
If he acts as a distraction, then we can get the drop on them.
And he's not going to get hurt, right?
You don't think he? Well, first off, if your shadow or your reflection gets killed, it certainly can't be good. But it's not the same as you being hurt or killed. So you think he could possibly be hurt or upset, but you don't think he could at all easily be killed, regardless of what happens to this. I
guess they'll lay down covering fire.
Okay,
Covering
well.
Fire.
Oh my god!
So he's.
I'm really burning it up.
So Sarah, you're telling him to go distract.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm assuming it's kind of. I don't have Eric's character sheet, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
So
I'm sure we'll be fine without him.
So
we say that now.
so he is walking out there. He's got the bottle of vodka.
Oh.
Kind of. Yeah, remember he took the vodka with him.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on.
Is there any more
vodka?
That explains why I didn't go down so smooth.
And
is there any more bottles of vodka flying around?
Well, in the house there would have been. 5 days ago there was, a pretty decent liquor cabinet that got hit pretty hard, but was not depleted. Now it's rubble. There's nothing.
I could have made Molotovs.
You could search, but yeah. So he goes walking out there. He's kind of got it. The bottle's kind of slung down. In his hand, like he's an alcoholic out on the street. He looks kind of kind of loose. He's walking out. He's just walking in this direction. Kind of across in front of them. And he stops in the middle of the street and swings his head around to look at them. He says, you can hear him say, "I don't think you guys belong here. And we should all roll initiative."
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty.
Okay, so you guys are rolling against your initiative scores.
Let's see.
It
That's
has been a while since we've done combat. Hey, that's hey, that's a 11. That's not great, but that's okay.
Let's see. Well, that's an 8.
Because my initiative, where would I find that?
It should be up at the top of your. It's equal to your REA.
Oh, it's my REA. Oh.
Unless you got something extra.
Yeah, no, it's 1 over my initiative.
I got 2 under mine, so
3 over.
Well, at least I'm going before Jules, so I can.
Okay, so the way that we report this is plus or minus 1, or plus or minus whatever. So
Plus one.
if you missed your roll by 1, it's actually I missed it by 1, -1. So.
Oh,
It's
so -1.
Plus, yeah, -1. Okay, Russell,
+2.
you made your roll by 2.
Mhm.
Okay, Jules,
-3.
-3. Okay.
That's disheartening. Stupid 1.
Eh,
Oh, you sons of bitches.
They're probably not that fast, all things considered.
they're not that fast.
They are in fact deeply slow.
They're not. They're not. They're kind of like cartoons. You know, they're not. I mean, they're not animated like glowing figures of cell shaded light, but they remind you of, you know, a little impressionistic. So what I'm putting in here is like this. So what I'm about to do is put in the order of combat. I'm putting it in here so you guys can see it. So that means Russell will go first. Sorry, Jules does not go second. Jules goes almost last.
Let's see, I'm kind of lagging behind.
Here. Put
Alrighty.
that in there. Yeah. So Russell goes first. Now, you have a couple of options. So first off, moving cost 8 REA.
Alright.
And then it costs 5. That's running out there. Taking, so you then pay 5 after if you want to keep going. Taking a step costs 5 REA. A step is like for you is like 3 yards. So you can go from like the center of the house where you are now, which would be here.
So,
you know, to get kind of you could like get clear of the wall, but you can also choose, and then attacking is 5.
oh.
Yeah. So generally, if you don't do anything else, you'll get 2 attacks. Blocking is 3. If you don't do anything but block, you would get 3 blocks. Dodging is 5, and dodging allows you to dodge ranged or weapon attacks, but not especially well, unless you're souped up, which you're not. So one thing that you can do is you can wait for them to rush Mr. Harris, which they're going to, and you can choose to wait. Just because you go first doesn't mean you have to declare first. You can choose to wait, and then you can preempt anybody's actions and take your turn, unless they have already, unless they've declared an action. So if one of them says, "I shoot Mr. Harris," that's a declared action. You know, when I tell you slug X gets to go, you can choose to go before. Understood?
So, yes. So,
Okay.
for Halo's offensive ability, it costs 0 REA.
Okay. Tell me how it works. I wrote the rules, but I wrote them years ago. So
It's been a long time.
So, when working in offensive mode, it casts a bolt of fire for 0 REA. This character's to hit its score is either 13, or if the REA for me is better, then I use that. Its range is 1/5 of a yard.
one. No, it's -1 for 5 yards.
Oh, okay.
So its range is about like a handgun. Handguns are -1 for 5 yards. It can cast 1 bolt around, right, for 0 REA.
It doesn't say how many I can do it per round, though.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm extremely sure. We'll just figure out. What? Yeah,
So-
because you can't make an infinite number of attacks. That would be exceptionally.
So, could I use
Balanced.
both modes?
You can. Yeah, I don't see any reason why not. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's you get 1 attack for 0 REA.
Yep.
I'm
So-
pretty sure that's what's going on, but
Got 1 attack, and for 3 REA, I can block a incoming projectile or attack.
okay.
So what I'll do is I will take a pot shot against one of the.
I know. Hold on a second, guys. Can you wait like 3 minutes? 10 minutes. Okay.
I said 10. You didn't let me finish.
Okay. You're gonna wait 10 seconds.
Ah.
Okay, but you have to count very, very slowly.
Is this rules dictated by the child?
Obviously.
No. Just give me a second here, and then I'll.
Alright, not a problem. Go tend to the child. Go tend to the little child.
We'll be right back after these commercial messages.
Well, if I take him to bed, I'm gonna be gone for. So there's like a whole thing. So that'll be the end of this.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll call it here. We didn't get Eric, and
Well, that was an incredibly short session. We didn't
Well,
fight.
I know, but we got started late, and we didn't get Eric, and
Russell
things
prepares
weren't
his
going
shot, lining up his,
yeah.
pulling out a finger gun.
I'm going
Finger
to
gun
Okay.
with the crown in front of it, the tail in front of it.
Okay.
Drop the suit, and then cut the black.
Okay.
-2.
All right.
-3.
Good negative counting, kiddo. All
5.
right, guys.
-6. -7.
Alright, well, thank you all for watching. I guess we'll get back to it and we'll fight next time.
Hopefully, maybe.
We'll burn them all to the ground. Wait, you guys can freeze and smash. I should really realize that.
I'm labeling this Stranger Wonderland 6.5. Alright, well, thank you all for watching. Come back next time and we'll actually have a fight. Bye!
See ya.
Alright.